You talked about you believe you can hone, you can't teach leadership, but you can hone skills that are inherent within leaders. What are those skills and how do you hone them?
Well, it starts with how you deal with people, okay? What happens in a company, in a large company, people say, well, here's the policy. So you have to follow policy. What happens to an entrepreneurial company, an entrepreneur, he said, I don't think that's the right policy. You know, why don't we just make people accountable for things? So he does it not by making policies, but by going around and nurturing people. I think every entrepreneur is a nurturer. It's like being a father or a mother raising a child. That product's a child. You know, when you hand over caretaking to someone else you bring into the company, you have to select that person very carefully who's going to be the stepfather of that company. So I think those are skills that you can teach somebody. You know, you can teach people how to manage better, but you're not going to teach them to be a leader. You can't take someone that's not charismatic and make them charismatic. You know, a good example is Clinton. Clinton was a very charismatic person. Bush isn't a very charismatic person. There's a night and day between the two of them. You know, and that's what people remember. They don't remember the character of the people sometimes. They remember the charismatic leadership they have. You know, so that's why we have charismatic people running around that don't have the best morals, but they're charismatic. They're leaders. Everybody wants to follow those people. Now, someone should have honed their skills on what that leadership really meant. You know, and I think that's what I'm talking about. The courses on leadership should be done to leaders, not to someone that has no charismatic stuff. If people can't get up and speak in public, how are they going to be a leader? You know, behind-the-scenes leader? That doesn't work that way. You know, the person that's the king that sits on a throne has to be someone that people look up to, so you have to go out and talk and be able to speak, articulate on different products. And entrepreneurs make mistakes because when they start out, most of them are technological people, so they'd rather go to a technology meeting rather than going to a networking meeting in finance or venture capital or accounting or anything like that. They have to broaden their network. When you start a business, you have to look at what your exit strategy is. You know, and I've always done that. We're never going to bring someone to replace the president.